Hi, welcome to the Leadership Doctor, where we talk about all things leadership. I'm Dr. Christine Fusilier, and today we're going to talk about Ivory Tower leadership. Again, these are chapters within my book called The Leadership Doctor. I don't know why my lighting is off. Sorry about that. The Leadership Doctor, it is available on Amazon. We have been talking about several different leadership characteristics that negatively impact organizations. If you go back a few videos, you can see so that you can catch up. So this chapter is Ivory Tower leadership, and it sounds just like what it is. You have leaders who are sitting in their ivory towers and they have no idea what's happening on the ground of their organization. Now, when we say ivory tower, it's referring to either they are physically not connected with the organization. They can be in an entire another state and or country at times, or they can be in the same location, but they're in the big office. So they rarely come out to interact with the people who are on the ground. Often, ivory tower leaders, again, are very disconnected from their team. And you see this in many ways, such as they don't know the skills or the talent that's on their team because they haven't taken the time to learn. They are unaware of why people are leaving their teams, again, because they don't take the time to learn. Often you will hear that an ivory tower leader, they learn about people through sound bites that they get from other people. And that's dangerous in and of itself because the people who are giving you the sound bites may have a different agenda. So you have to be mindful of how they're feeding and why they're feeding you the information. Now, I know in big organizations, they may like, it's impossible to get to know everyone. But I do say there's a method to doing that. And while you may not get to know everyone, just like you expect for them to know that you're the leader of the organization, you should also know who's helping to make your organization successful. And that's usually the people on the ground. So one way to do that is what I call step up meetings. And those are meetings that you would have with your direct reports, if that makes sense. So, for example, if you're a director and you have managers who are reporting directly into you, and then you have associates or employees who report to them, a step up meeting would be you having a meeting with the associate or the employee that reports to the manager who reports to you. And it's a way for you to kind of get to know the people on that team as well, because they are all part of the team. And it's also a great way to encourage and inspire them. And you'd be surprised at how they feel knowing that, wow, my director took the time to have a conversation with me. Sometimes it's pretty mind blowing for them, right? So that's one way that you can kind of get rid of that ivory tower leadership. It also is understanding how they feel. That and how do you do that? Through feedback. If you're doing surveys, read the surveys. Actually, read them and not read them to pull out just the good. But usually, your best growth opportunity is when you're getting constructive feedback. Also, when you have exit interview information, exit interviews are designed to help an organization understand if there's something within their organization that they can do better. Just like when a customer leaves, you want to know why because you want to do better. The worst thing in the world is if a customer leaves and you have no idea why. They're just gone. Missed opportunity. So in your organization, you want to understand why do you have a high turnover? Why are your team members leaving? And usually, in many cases, organizations have what you call exit interviews. Take the time to read the exit interviews. They can be quite telling, and it gives you a bit of information so you can learn how can we do better. So I'm going to go back into the book and think to give you some other things about ivory tower leadership. Another thing is sometimes you're just out of touch. So, and I think we've heard this a lot in the last few years, leaders not being in touch with the people that they're leading. You are so disconnected that you can't fathom that they may have this lifestyle that they are struggling to maintain because, well, that doesn't apply to you, right? So I'll use the example, some of our managers or leaders, they usually are, it should be, at a different pay scale than the people who are working on the ground because you move your way up. There's different skill sets and qualifications that give you the compensation that is worthy of the position that you're holding. But, and that's a whole nother talk. But and then in that, they don't understand that sometimes you may have employees who may have car trouble and they may not have the ability to get into the second car to come to work, something like that. So understanding where your team is. And also, I'm going to go from the book. Often people at the bottom of the organization hierarchy who make and design the products and services, they feel overlooked by ivory tower leaders. They don't feel important and they don't feel valued. And when people do not feel important or valued within an organization, be it corporate, be it academia, be it your own business, they will leave. And we all know that there's a cost to turnover. And when you have good people on your team, it's important that you cultivate the value that they have so that they can continue to contribute to the success of your team and your organization, right? So I hope that was a tidbit of Ivory Tower leadership. And I encourage you to check out the book. There's, like I said, some real life scenarios, and then there's also some really good opportunities for you to decide what other alternatives would there be when based on the real life scenarios that are provided. What other alternatives could that leader have chosen? Again, we are here to help leadership growth and to give you tools and resources, advice, and some activities that is going to help you become a better leader and build a better leadership team. I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to speaking to you next time. And please remember, we are here to make leadership great again.